Here is the crazy fact. The world trades over $35 billion of chocolate every year. And that is just what crosses the border, the Finnish chocolate businesses. It is 120 to 160 billion dollar today and heading toward 170 to 280 billion dollar in the next decade. Yet India is accounting for less than 1% of the global chocolate export. Want to know why there is a huge opportunity? Let's break it down. Depending on how you define chocolates, you get two slightly different numbers, both huge. Finished chocolate product were estimated at $163.8 billion in 2024, projected to $271.3 billion by 2032, 6.6% CAGR. Another analysis measured it at $123.1 billion in 2024 with a different forecast to $184.7 billion by 2033. Bottom line, 120 to 160 billion dollar today, rising fast. And Europe, it buy and sell the lion's share. Over 50% of the market sits there. When we talk about trade, HS code 1806, finished chocolate and cocoa preparations, exported over $36.9 billion in 2023, up 10% from the previous year. Imports were just $35 billion. Translation: more than $35 billion worth of finished chocolate crosses the border, not cocoa beans, finished chocolate and boxes. Here is the big idea. The cocoa grows in tropic region. Most chocolate is made in richer, colder countries. That is the value add gap. In 2023-24, the world produced around 4.4 million tons of cocoa, but production is concentrated. Cote d'Ivoire plus Ghana supply about 46%, Ecuador 9%, Indonesia lead in Asia, and while Africa grows the bean, grinding and brand making happen in Europe, Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, and increasingly grinding capacity has even grown in Ivory Coast itself. The real margin is in grinding, refining and branding, not just selling raw beans. Who grows cocoa versus who make the money? The cocoa crisis and price shock. Climate change and crop disease hit cocoa yield. International Cocoa Organization reported production decline. 2024 saw cocoa price spike, crossing $10,000 per metric ton, a roughly 150% increase year on year at the peak. Companies responded by rising prices, shrinking pack size or reformulation, but people kept buying. That resilience is crucial. Demand is sticky even when raw material get expensive. That shortage create winners. Efficient processors, local grinders and anyone who can lock in supply or add value. Top importers of finished chocolate in 2023. United States $4 billion, United Kingdom $3.1 billion, Germany $3 billion, France $2.7 billion, Netherlands $1.8 billion. Add those up and you are looking at over $14 billion of annual import demand right there. Top exporter 2024. Germany, Belgium, Poland, Italy, Netherlands. And Europe as a continent supply 75% of the global chocolate export by value. Europe doesn't grow most of the cocoa. It makes the money. India's domestic market, huge potential. India is already a multi-billion dollar chocolate industry, estimated between $2.5 billion to $3.8 billion, growing at 5 to 8% CAGR annually. But per capita consumption is tiny, 200 grams per person per year versus 5 to 10 kg per person per year in many European countries. That is 20 to 50x difference. So, while India's market is big in aggregate, the average Indian still eats just a handful of chocolate a year. Massive headrooms, market leaders, Mozzarella, Cadbury dominate roughly 55 to 70% market share depending on segment, alongside Nestle, Amul, ITC, Ferrero, Mars, Hershey and a growing artisan sense. India's export, small today opportunity tomorrow. In 2023, India exported roughly 125 to $150 million of chocolate. That is only 0.35% of the global chocolate export. Chocolate is only 0.03% of India's overall export value. India imports slightly more chocolates than it exports. About $128 million imported in 2023. Main destination for Indian chocolates: UAE, Nepal, Brazil, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, plus other like Turkey and the Philippines. So India is small but showing up, especially where diaspora taste and price sensitive lineup. Product type and niche you can build. Chocolate isn't one thing. It is dozens of businesses. Basic categories: milk, dark white, ruby, bond, and formats. Bar, Perline, spread, covelture for bakers, compound for mass market, premium bean to bar, and single origin craft is booming. So is health focused, sugar free, high cocoa dark, vegan, protein fortified. Positioning matter. Are you low cost, mass market, mid market, export, or premium artisanal single origin? Each has different margin, supply needs, and compliances requirements. Micro trends that make chocolates a high potential business. Why is now a great time to play? A few trends. Number 1. Growing demand globally. 4 to 7% CAGR to 2030. Premiumization. People trading up to dark, single origin and experientially chocolate. Number 3. E-commerce and gifting. Festival sales and cross-border gifting are rising, especially across Asia and MENA. Number 4. Supply shift. West Africa under pressure. New investment in Brazil and Ecuador, changing where the world sources cocoa. Resilience demand. Even when raw cocoa spikes, consumers still buy. This trend creates opening for manufacturers, private labels, and exporters. So recently I got a very interesting request from a client in the USA. He wanted something totally unique. Aphrodisiac chocolates made with authentic Indian herbs and Ayurvedic ingredients, not with commercial stuff. He wanted real formulation, rooted in traditional Ayurveda. So I created a set of samples for him. Carefully sourced ingredient, clear formulation and flavors inspired by Indian ancient wellness system. I honestly didn't know what his reaction would be because this isn't something people in the USA come across every day. But after he tried them, he messaged me immediately. He said the chocolate were unlikely anything he had ever experienced. The taste, the quality and especially the Ayurvedic blend, and the best part, he sent me a video review how he liked my service and how was his experience with, which I'm going to play it for you right now.
Hey guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to UTKRSTOverseas, my go-to sourcing agent in India. Seriously, he's amazing. Not only did he nail my product sourcing needs, but also went above and beyond by surprising me with some amazing gifts. Talk about great customer service. If you need a reliable sourcing partner, look no further. You got UTKRSTOverseas. He got your back. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Hearing feedback like this is exactly why I do what I do. It is amazing to see Indian Ayurvedic ingredients reaching in a global audience and appreciated for their authenticity and benefits. And now this customer is going to placing a bulk order because he want to introduce this chocolate to premium customer in the US. If you are someone who want to create Ayurvedic chocolate or herbal wellness product or even explore private label options, I can help you with formulation sample and reliable ingredient sourcing. Chocolate is a huge and resilient global business. Finite chocolate trade alone more than $35 billion. Global market $120 to $160 billion today, headed higher. India's domestic market is booming, but per capita consumption is tiny, and our exports are still a silver of global trade. That is not a weakness, it is an opportunity. If you can make or package the right product, meet export compliances and pick the right market, there is a serious money on the table. If you want to import product from India, you can contact us. We will provide you best quality products in a reasonable price. As you already know, India have varieties of different flavor available in the market. So you can introduce these flavors in your market and differentiate your product from rest of the other products. If you want to contact me, I will put link in the description. You can contact me without any hesitation. And please don't forget to like, subscribe and follow. Thank you.